Hello you guys, how are you all doing? I trust that you're well. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be making yogurt and I'm going to be using the electric pressure cooker to do that. We are also going to flavor the yogurt into different flavors, so I hope that you will enjoy the video and also that you will consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't done so already. So before we start making the yogurt, let me first show you where we are going to store it once we are done. I got these lovely storage containers from Glappy Suppliers and this is how they look. So this is where we are going to store our yogurt once it's made. You can also store juice, milk, you can even put water to chill in the fridge. They're really nice and I like them. So to make yogurt, you only need two ingredients. You need milk and a starter. For a starter, you can use store-bought yogurt. Just make sure it has live cultures and you use it when it's natural, in its natural state, not flavored. So the first step in making yogurt is boiling the milk. Make sure your milk is properly boiled. I am using whole milk. I got this from a neighbor, a farmer. So I wanted 5 liters, but she didn't have enough to give me 5 liters at once. So I got 3 liters yesterday, 2 liters yesterday and another 2 liters today. So the big pot there, this one has milk that I boiled yesterday, that is 2 liters. So I'm just going to combine it with the one that I got today and just boiled. Then I'm going to reboil it. At this point I was actually a bit afraid that mixing the milk would actually spoil it, but it didn't. You don't have to boil your milk twice. I did that just because I was boiling milk that was gotten on different days. So it was just a safety measure to make sure that the milk is okay before we start making the yogurt. The next thing is to leave the milk to cool. So I will let it cool. It should cool to around 43 degrees Celsius. So now as the milk is cooling, the next thing I'll do is prepare the pressure cooker, and I did this by cleaning it thoroughly. I cleaned the insert, that is the pot. I also cleaned the lid and the sealing ring. This is to sterilize it and to remove any leftover aromas from previously cooked foods and any bacteria that might be there. Then I added 3 cups of water and I'm going to boil that water for 15 minutes on high pressure. So now that the pot is clean and the milk has cooled down, I'm going to transfer the milk from my pot to the insert, the pressure cooker insert, and I'm going to sieve it to remove some of the cream that formed on top of the milk. The milk that I'm using is full fat, so as it was cooling, a thick layer of cream formed on top of the milk, so I needed to sieve some of it out because otherwise it would have messed or it would have interfered with the texture of the yogurt, and I wanted my yogurt to be really smooth. So for my starter, I'm using bio yogurt. I'm using the plain or natural yogurt. It's not flavored, and I'm using 150 ml of it. For the amount of milk that I have here, which is 4 liters, 4 tablespoons of this yogurt would have been enough, but I like to put in a little bit extra just to be safe, although it doesn't mean that the more the yogurt that you use, the better your yogurt will be. I just put just a little extra just to be on the safe side. The yogurt that you use should be at room temperature, and I usually prefer to put it in a separate container, then add a little milk and mix it up, and then now I add that mixture to the milk just to be sure that the yogurt has mixed properly with the milk. So once I add that mixture into the milk, I stir the milk to make sure that everything is well incorporated, and then now I will transfer it to the pressure cooker so that I can start the process of incubation. You can choose to leave your ceiling ring on. I normally remove mine. It doesn't really affect the outcome. Sometimes the ceiling ring holds on to flavors from previously cooked food, so it is better if you remove it, just to make sure you don't end up with yogurt that tastes or smells like beans or chicken. Now, when you select yogurt on the pressure cooker, it has a boil option where you can choose to boil your milk directly in the pressure cooker instead of boiling it first on the stove. So you would follow the rest of the process. You would just boil the milk, then open the pressure cooker, let it cool, and then add your starter, and then close the lid again and set your incubation time. So for mine, I set 8 hours and it's counting upwards. So from 0, it's going to count all the way to 8 hours. The most I've ever incubated my yogurt was 10 hours, and to be honest, I don't think there was a very big difference between 8 and 10 hours. So usually I will pick according to the time that I have. So right now it's night time and I want it to incubate for 8 hours so that by morning when I'm waking up, it will have finished and I will be able now to do the rest. So right now I'm washing the containers that I showed you earlier so that by morning they will be dry, and once we flavor the yogurt, we will be able to store in them. It's now the next morning. It's around 5 a.m. I've just woken up, and all I'm going to do here now is just to check whether the yogurt has formed, and then I'm going to wrap the top with cling film and put it in the fridge, and then I'll come and work on it later because I need to prepare the kids to go to school. And also when you chill your yogurt, it gets thicker, so I'm going to chill it for a few hours as I do some things this morning, preparing the kids to go to school, and then I'll see you when all that is done, and then it will be time to flavor the yogurt. 4 hours later, and here I am. So now we are going to check whether our yogurt is okay, and I have to say I got excited right here and I just started mixing the yogurt without straining it. So I wanted to get a small portion to strain it, so I show you how to make Greek yogurt, or how to thicken your yogurt. So once you have mixed it like I'm doing right now, it is impossible to strain it. But before you mix it, if you put it in a strainer, then you would be able to separate the yogurt from the whey and sieve out as much whey as possible so that your yogurt becomes thick. So unfortunately I wasn't able to do that, so we are just going to go ahead and start flavoring it. So the first flavor we'll make is vanilla. So I have measured a liter of yogurt into that jug, and I have added vanilla essence. I hear vanilla extract is better, but all I had was the essence, so I added a teaspoon of that. Now for the flavoring, you use as much or as little ingredients as you want according to the taste that you're looking for. I am also using honey to sweeten it. So the honey that I'm using is raw honey, which I bought from another farmer friend of mine. I prefer raw honey to processed honey because raw honey does not change the flavor of the yogurt or of whatever it is that I'm using it for. I can use it for tea and it won't change the taste of the tea and the flavor of the tea. When I put it in yogurt, it doesn't change the flavor of the yogurt, which I find sometimes processed honey like the ones that we buy in the supermarket does. The next flavor we are going to make is strawberry, and for this I'm using strawberry jam. Now the jam was in a jelly form and I wanted to at least make it smooth so that when I put the yogurt in it, it would not form lumps. Sometimes when I use it as it is from the jar, then it forms big lumps and it's very hard to break them down. I end up over mixing the yogurt, so this time around I decided to go in with the mixer and then mix it up, make it smooth, and then add the yogurt. And the jam is enough to sweeten the yogurt and to add the flavor, so I'm not going to be adding any other sweetener. I just realized that I did not tell you how to check the temperature of the milk without a kitchen thermometer. So if you don't have one like me, before you put in your starter, you need to check the temperature of the milk so that you don't burn the starter or you don't destroy it, and so that also your milk is not too cold. So one of the ways you can do that is by using your finger. So yes, I know, you just need to wash your hands really well and then use one finger. If you can keep the finger in the milk for about 6 seconds without feeling the need to quickly withdraw, then you know your milk is at a good temperature. This yogurt is not looking very thick right now. It's been out of the fridge for some time. I've been stirring it, working on it. I can assure you, after I was done and I put it back in the fridge, it chilled and it thickened once again, and as we were taking it, it was nice and thick. The next flavor we are going to make is chocolate, and for that I'm going to be using cocoa powder. I'm just going to sift it to remove the big lumps and to make it easy to mix. Then in it I'm going to add the yogurt, and I'm also going to sweeten it using honey. I decided to be a bit adventurous and add some chocolate to the yogurt, so I melted chocolate and then I added a little yogurt to it, mixed it up, and then added it in, and it made the yogurt really delicious. We enjoyed it. My son enjoyed it the most. So here is the end product. This yogurt was really good, really flavorful. We really enjoyed it. My favorite kind of yogurt is Greek style yogurt. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make that in this video, but next time I'm going to show you how I do that. So this is it for this video, guys. I will see you in my next one. I hope that you have enjoyed and that you will try making yogurt for yourself. Bye bye.